I won a Call of Duty custom zombie map game jam that was hosted by a YouTuber with over 5 million subscribers. And I actually got paid! Does this make me a game designer? From as far back as I can remember, I've always wanted to be a game designer. Creating my first storyboard at the age of 10 with my best friend, we planned a game called Memory Lane. This dark tale was about a group of orphans that were granted elemental powers to seek justice, or be corrupted by their newfound power as
great power comes great responsibility.
Jump forward a few years and I would create some basic games in Game Maker, but would shortly lock this passion away and search for adventures and women as it became some sort of menace of society. Discovering the art of pyromancy, booze, and generally just being a wild weirdo, I would bottle up my true feelings and become some sort of closet game designer, and would hide away in shame for many, many years. Not long after I started my YouTube channel based around Call of Duty Zombies, an Italian fella reached out for assistance in translating his map into English before he fully released it. Unknowing to either of us, this would blossom into a crazy friendship, and he would take me under his wing as his young apprentice and teach me the art of map making.
Avocado and I have a bond, forged in the eternal blanket of friendship. We've clasped hands. That means we've connected on another plane of existence.
Aren't we supposed to have that?
Not as far as I can tell, no.
I feel blessed to have witnessed that. That was like a lighthouse in this ocean of sadness.
This would unleash my inner child as I was able to finally create a passion project for my very own. However, this would prove to be more difficult than I could ever imagine. Although Jute stuck with me to help me create my first ever map, Ghetto Town, that I released in July of 2021.
The most beautiful zombies map ever. I'll say it.
I then wouldn't release another map until early November of 2022. But I'll come back to that in just one moment. This is when I decided I needed to try and learn something on my own, as learning mapping, scripting, Italian and Japanese all at once was just a little too much for my delicate little brain. And yes, I did say Japanese, as when Duke would teach me, he'll just swap between English, Japanese and Italian. And to be honest, still to this day, all I can remember is Porta Vigla, and I have no idea what it means, or what language it is, apart from, it might be semicolon.
But I digress.
So I put my big boy pants on and I downloaded Unity. Then I would start to watch YouTube video after YouTube video so I could teach myself to create a 2D platformer that I could make look like it was 3D. As you can see on screen, this is what I was working on. This is when I came across a creator called Nikolai, whose videos I followed to create my very first ever game. Eventually, I'd reach out to him due to being stuck and we would become friends. And he's still giving me tips and advice to this day. Using all these guides, I started off creating blocks and my bean character.
Let's test it then. Yeah! I made it jump.
After a few hours fiddling about and watching YouTube videos, I'd managed to create enemies that had their own health bar, whilst I could jump and move around, shoot them and pick up power-ups. That would cause my character to jump super high. I started to play about with the UI at this point, and I even added in a life system so you could pick up bears to increase your lives. Oh, and you might have noticed I also added a trail, cause why the hell not? This led me to creating a home screen which didn't look all that great, but hey, I'm still learning. I created a moving block and then added an end screen.
Boom! Got ourselves a level completion.
Then added a gun pickup so you could switch between guns from your gun list.
That's cool.
A few days later, my friend Rubs came round, so I thought I'd show him some cool features that I'd spent a few days working on. I then spent about another 2 days watching videos trying to work out how to get my super jump to be a different button and not just triggers from the initial jump button. But with Nikolai's help, I was able to get this done. Thanks, dude. Due to losing my mind over this, I let my crazy creative side take over, and within moments I downloaded free assets from online, and I was turning these spaceship plane sort of things into my new enemies. But I wasn't just gonna stop there. These are spaceships after all. So I created a cool flight path for them too. Huh? It kinda worked.
Yeah.
After a quick trip to the drawing board, I was ready to try again. Now I just needed it to shoot at the player. So I popped back over to the trusty YouTube and I found some code for patrolling enemies. And I just implemented this into my map.
I think something's not working. However, it looks pretty cool.
So to get this working, I added a rigid body and made some other changes. I decided to make another pathway and added another spaceship up here, but it would just own me instantly. So I thought I'd go and fiddle with the camera settings just because I couldn't really see it anyway. However, this wasn't good enough. So I thought I'd go on the internet and discover how to aim. Things had gone really well, and only after a few days and with a little bit of help... Hugo's sleeping while I'm trying to record. Things had gone really well, and only after a few days and with some help from some new friends, this little game of mine was really starting to take shape, and I couldn't be more excited. Which would actually turn out to be a really bad thing, as that evening I discovered a creator called Danny. He's an awesome guy with great content, great games, but he had created a video giving out some free code for a grapple gun. Knowing I just had to use this right now, I stopped everything and began an entirely new project. But before I dive into that, I'll show you the last changes I made to this game, as I did revisit this only one day into my new project. I was like a crazed ADHD monster, unable to complete one task, but starting many across multiple projects. After stealing some code and creating a little grapple arena in just a few hours, I was ready to get back to Space Escape. For what would be the most stressful part of this entire process, mostly as I spent hour after hour researching on how to do this. And then of course, trying to create it. Let's just show you. So I wanted to create a fancy little fireball. After watching countless videos, I started to forge my own fire in Photoshop. That's crap. Come on, start again. Somehow, back then, I thought this was a much better improvement.
I don't think so!
So I imported it over to Unity and began trying to get it to work by creating a new particle system. After a lot of trial and error, I finally got it working. Maybe not. Wanting to spruce things up, I created a character for my game using Blender. This was the first time I'd ever used this program, so I thought it'd be best to base it on my actual real-life appearance. I think I did a pretty good job, only because it took me bloody forever and I wasn't gonna bloody do it again. I filled myself up with some bones and gave him some groovy dance moves. Not really sure how this helps, but it's just what I did. So I chucked him over into Unity and, well, it kinda worked. After a quick tweak, he was running a tad smoother, and now I had to figure out some sort of structure to this game. Space Escape. Which I so totally did. Grapple Arena. I had been watching videos for hours on how to improve my Space Escape game, and I came across a gold mine that I just had to explore its treasures. So after watching Danny's video, I was able to steal his code and now able to create my very own grapple arena. I really wanted to do this as Rubs and myself had been talking for ages how we wanted to create a grapple arena game in VR, and now I kinda had some code to play about with it. I threw together some blocks just for a quick test with the movement, and it was pretty sick, and it even included a slide. Now it's my job to add a gun, so I nipped off to the asset store and acquired myself a free pistol to transform it into my grapple gun. With that kind of working, I improved my grapple arena and was ready for my first real test run.
I'm not gonna lie, I already think it's awesome. Whee!
Not wanting to break my platformer, I decided to add myself into this game first to see how it all worked.
I've got the idle animation working where he's kinda half dabbing. Dude! The run animation's actually working. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm quite happy with how it's come out so far. Alright, I've made a game. It's ready for release. If you want to buy it, let me know.
RPG game. I'd been showing my good friend Rubs all the little projects I'd been working on, and before I could say any more, we had purchased an RPG course and we both started creating it our very own, sitting side by side with the intent to smush our creations together and turn it into a mini game. I was so hyped for this, like so incredibly hyped. Finally, a project I'm going to finish. This course was incredibly in-depth and showed us everything from laying out a small town to setting up easy movement mechanics that we could easily change ourselves.
Oh, he's dodging it. He gets quicker when he dodges as well. Oh, cheeky little bugger!
I would then learn how to add a working model and a move controller. With that looking perfect, we were now ready to push onto the combat system, which we got in place just after a lot of tweaking.
Oh no. Yeah.
Now it's time to look the part, so I went to spruce myself up a little bit by customizing my outfit. Now, don't I look sexy? Unfortunately, it's now time to beat up that beautiful face, as I need to test whether I can actually die.
Yes, I got him! Run away!
We then learnt patrolling paths, and I thought I'd mess about having all my enemies be in different states. Like Speedy Gonzales over here.
Yeah, you can't catch me. Oh, he did me. He's like a drive-by. Yeah, I beat him. Oh god, he's still chasing me.
This would then lead to us learning about cinematics, and we'd start messing about having them follow the enemy. After fiddling with a few gizmos, I'd created my very first in-game cutscene. I'm not gonna lie, this was one of the best feelings ever. Feeling like I was actually one step closer to my goal of being a game designer. Ha! Saying that, I would now go on to build an entirely new area, as it was now time to learn about scenes. Now this was done, I added something to walk me between the two areas, and it was time for my very first test. And it seemed to work perfectly. But all great things must come to an end, and my friend's work was getting busier around this time, and asked me to wait a month so we could pick things up again when he had a little bit more time. But sadly, that time never came. However, things wouldn't be too doom and gloom, which is surprising as it was now 2 days before Halloween, and I just couldn't focus on making guides for this year's festive creations. So instead, I took the advice from a subscriber called Zombie Killer, whom had requested I created a Halloween version of my previous map. So that's just what I did. Within 16 days, I had recreated my ghetto town into Ghettoween, changing the custom zombies, the lighting and the light states, and with a little help from Jute, new perks were added, including horrific vision, where eyes would follow you around the map, shooting zombies, giving you more firepower. This is the very first time I managed to create some of my very own scripts, but Jute still had to come in and wipe my bum as I'd soon start messing things up. After the success of this map, it was just a few weeks later I would decide to do something similar, giving this map a Christmas spin. Horrific vision was now replaced by a snowman perk that would follow you around and aid your survival, but with a little twist. It had 20% chance to turn a zombie into a corrupted snowman, just to keep everyone on their toes. I was able to reskin the entire map once again and added snow, giving it a real festive feel. Duke would then go on to help me create a phoenix to fly you to my new and improved boss battle. Then I decided to put mod tools down, as I really needed to catch back up on all my zombie guides if I wanted to keep my channel relevant. 1 year later. So 1 year had gone by and I'd put the creative tools to one side so I could focus heavily on my YouTube channel. But now it's time for my creativeness to break free again, and it was time to create something new with the skills I'd learnt so far, with only a little bit of Jute's help. a lot of his help. A lot. I was now able to complete a new Christmas map the following year. Once again, stupidly only giving myself like a month to do it. That's why it's called Belateness, because it was late. After I finished this, I was left feeling niggled, as it would just leave me wanting to create one of my PvP ideas I had had since day one, but I couldn't get Duke to help me. About 6 months later, Noah announced that he was hosting a mapping competition with the theme of other games. So creators had to use mod tools to recreate a game from another game. That makes sense? That sounds kind of confusing. Finally, I had a reason to create LAPD Future Cop with zombies, a task I'd been wanting to try for years. But this task would be too mighty for me, but not for the script king himself. Not only did he help me script all the mechanics from LAPD's Future Cops versus mode Precinct Assault, but he also helped another fella script a Destiny map. To be honest, Duke, you should probably be the one making these videos, as you're a freaking pro, not me. Unfortunately, you're just stuck with me and my journey as I grow. Look at me Mum, I'm a flower! Saying that, you're probably wondering why I titled this video, I Won a Game Jam. Well, that's because I would then go on to be one of the many winners of this mapping competition, which I honestly just couldn't believe. And here is just what Noah J had to say about my map, and with my live response while I was watching it with Mr. Fruity himself. So I kind of lied a little bit, just because with all Mr. T Lexify drama that's been going on recently, I actually had to crop this a lot more than I had planned on, because Noah actually played this with Lex, and Lex actually had some really great things to say about my map, but I didn't really want to include it in this video, so you're not even going to get my response to it either, but you're going to get Noah's, so let's hear it.
The category. So gameplay, this is basically just like how well did the game flow. Well, usually it means like were the zombie spawns good, like did it feel like it had the polish on it. The gameplay, that was the most I've smiled during any one of those maps. That was fantastic. I'm gonna give it like a solid 9 on gameplay. Creativity, I mean, self-explanatory. I think that's also like pretty up there. That's like a 9 on creativity. And then X Factor, this is usually just like purely based on how much enjoyment it was for the player and the stream, which I think this one, honestly, for me at least, has got to be like a rare 10.
Yeah, or even a 10, bro. Like
that was definitely the most I've smiled during any one of these maps in the mapping contest. That was
they got me laughing out here, man. That was crazy. That was a great map.
That was amazing.
Well done.
Shout out NSSG.Elwood for that submission.
Amazing.
That was fire. That is like truly taking another game and putting zombies into it, which is quite literally what the idea of the competition was.
However, my journey doesn't stop there, as it's only just begun. During the last 4 years, I have got carried away buying so many courses around game design, but never done any of them. Was this due to the lack of time or the lack of confidence? I honestly don't know. However, the one thing I can assure you all is that times are changing, and it's finally my time to shine and fully create something to be proud of, and hopefully all of you can enjoy too. As you can see here, I have a mountain of courses, and I'm slightly unsure where to start. Although, the one thing I am very sure of is I really want to create a multiplayer game I can play with all of you. I'll quickly skim over the courses now so you can see what sort of thing I have, and honestly, I'd love your input, so please leave a message down below on what you want to see me make first. And by lots of courses, I mean I have lots of courses on different random websites. So here you can see it's just random blueprint stuff, you know, nothing really too exciting just yet. Got machine learning here in Python, what could be cool, build image segments, deep learning module with Python. Build a 3D reality zombies first person shooter game, that could be freaking awesome. Build a COD zombie shooter game. You know, I can code in C for Unity. I got loads of bits machine learning for Unity here. First AR app for Unreal Engine could be pretty cool. Begin an AR app in Unity. I mean, that's the thing, I've got courses of like everything. Build a VR Unreal Engine blueprints. More blueprint stuff. Beginner's masterclass to build a top-down game from scratch. Build 2D and 3D games with Unity bulk visual scripting. You know, I got so many different things I can try out here. I mean, here, this alone has 32 courses in it. It's a 32 Unity course and Unreal bundle, which, ooh, as soon as I press that, they'll all be added to my account. I was hoping we could look through it, but there's not really anything to look through. So we'll just back up and go into something. You know, self-driving in Unreal Engine 5. Build my very first C+ game in Unreal. There's quite a few things. You know, make my own human. Simple platformer games. Masterclass for Unity for TensorFlow. I have no idea what even TensorFlow is. So, you know, that could be cool to learn. More 2D games. What we've got here, another 3D, build 3D games in VR for Unity. That'd be cool. Well, in Unity, sorry. Build 3D multiplayer battle royale. See, look, I want to make multiplayer stuff, so maybe the battle royale would be cool to start off with. I know there's a few other multiplayer, like here's beginner and multiplayer masterclasses, so this could be a cool one. What's this for? Unreal. So let's make my own multiplayer games in Unreal and level design at lightning speed, learning C++ programming and with blueprints. That's pretty cool. Build another battle royale, but in Unity this time. Machine learning Python again. Let's go on to page 2. Secrets to smooth the gameplay with Unity AI. See, that's something pretty cool. Make a spaceship game. powered by artificial intelligence. I mean, see, like, there's some cool stuff I could freaking learn here. Make a freaking cool dude, mega dude action shooter, make Angry Birds clone, make an air hockey game, Flappy Birds, Ninja Survival. There's so much stuff. Legend of Zelda. Let's obviously take of Zelda. You know, there's so many things. Marlo, which is Mario. You know, I can learn to make so many things here. And then I've got some other courses which I actually bought recently, which I didn't know I had so many multiplayer ones. And I literally got this, like, there's loads of stuff with Godot here, which I've never even freaking heard of. But I bought it simply for this. Introduction to Multiplayer Unreal. Because I really want to start with some sort of multiplayer game for you guys so we can all kind of play it, because I think that'd be awesome. Why not make games where you can follow along my journey of me building it and then we all play it, you know? That'd just be dope. I think so anyway. I don't know what you guys think. But yeah, there's just so many different things like 2D action RPGs, mini courses, 3D turn-based in Unity. That'd be cool. Ooh, generate AI player avatars with DALL-E and Unity. That'd be cool. That'd be freaking cool, actually. But yeah, there's so many little things here. Love to know your thoughts on it. So please just let me know down below, as this will be the first of many videos that I'll be focusing around game design. Don't worry, I'll still be doing my WTF series and all my guides, even if I've been a little lax with releasing them recently. But I'm going to focus on them, I promise, at some point. Just let me know if you're missing them as well, because I want to create anything that you guys want to see. That's what this whole channel's about. Like, I'm here to entertain you, so let me know what you want to see. This will just be a little passion project that one day we might be all playing together, which I really hope that is actually going to be the case, because that'd be mad. I really hope you enjoyed my very first video on game design, and I would love to know your views on anything, so please don't be shy and feel free to speak your mind down below in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, then please leave a like and consider subscribing. It's just 1 second for you, but it means the world to me. You guys have been amazing, where I've just been Elwood from Not So Serious Gaming. I hope you have a great morning, evening, night, whatever freaking time of day is. I hope you have a great one, and peace out, guys. Hey guys, thank you so much for making it to the end. I just wanted to shout out my brand new merch. Items such as cups, mouse mats, hats, hoodies, t-shirts, and even a poster, cause why the hell not? There's even a top with a Rex wearing a little hat. Click the link down below and check it out for yourself. I've also set up a Patreon for those who are asking to support me in another way. Of course, don't feel like you have to, and have a great day.
The f*** was that?